What's going on, guys? Joe Strada back at Unleashed Strength Gym. Today we're here with Brad Hutchins, who is a Mace, how do you say it? Mace trainer, who uses these amazing implements to do some really cool workouts. I'm really new to the workout and to the world in general, and so I'm gonna have Brad kind of show me a few things, show me some basics, tell us a little bit about the history, and kind of check out this awesome new way to work out. So Brad, where do these things come from? What do they do? What are they for? And all that good stuff.
All right, so where they came from. So Mace lifting as a sport is relatively new and kind of a niche market right now as far as competitive athletics. The Maces are based off of old Hindu gada, which is a stone, basically a stone attached to a long stick that Hindu wrestlers used to use to train for combat. So wrestlers, warriors, 2,000 years ago, this is where these implements really find their birth at.
So what are some of the benefits to this kind of training? We're obviously going to get to some movements in a little bit here. I'll show you some of the Maces up close as well. But what are some of the benefits? Who can really benefit from this kind of workout?
So you've got an offset weight, an offset implement here.
Right.
So no matter what you're doing, if I'm just standing here like this, not only am I holding it with my arms, grip, shoulders, but that weight is pulling me this way.
Sure.
So I'm engaging my core.
So you're forced to stabilize it.
Exactly. So that offset weight really makes a difference and engages more of your body. Now you start moving this around,
right,
and you're using both sides of your core in a way you've never done before.
Right.
So you can also use the same implement, same tool, and make it simpler or make it harder by getting closer to the weight. Now it's a little more even on both sides. The more you move out, the more you've got to engage your entire frame.
That makes sense.
It is one of the only tools that I've used that really can be called self-diagnosing. And what I mean by that is really in reference to balance. So you'll be able to see imbalances in strength from left to right, top to bottom. This isn't just a back workout or shoulder workout, but you'll be able to see imbalances on the legs, left to right, front to back as well. So you may be stronger in the front versus when you're holding this back behind you. So it'll help, so not only self-diagnosing, but as you learn proper technique and form, self-correct.
Cool. And so these can be done, I assume general fitness folks can do these at home. It's nice and simple workout. Not easy, but simple. You have a Mace, you go outside, you go in the basement, you can get a good workout in. Also probably good for athletes. You said it's came with fighters and wrestlers and warriors, so any kind of people who are in sports like that, but general fitness as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Trainers and coaches have brought people in that are 80 years old, and they start off with a 3.5 pound club here, and they just do one simple movement. Slimming it down like that, something along these lines. But get good at that, and then you progress from there.
Well, I can imagine it's a great exercise, especially for the elderly population who's having to, especially keeping up balance, keeping up general strength, but also control in a three-dimensional space.
Absolutely. Elderly, Parkinson's folks are starting to use that.
Awesome, very cool.
And strengthen up one side versus the other.
Sure. We'll maybe get some demonstration, get some close-ups on some of these exercises, and I'll see if I can do a couple myself.
Yeah. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is assume a ready position with an over-under grip. Your under grip should be supporting the weight of the Mace head here. Your over grip on the opposite arm. We're gonna go through a ballistic curl. So at its most basic, you are sliding one hand down, letting the other hand come up and catch it. And bring that back down to your ready position. You can make this less difficult by catching the head of the Mace near the weight. More difficult by catching it with a very narrow grip right there. Now you can extend that motion, bringing that weight all the way down. So there's a lot that you can do to make these unique and challenging. But this ballistic curl, kind of like that, or right here, is one of your basic movements. Now, following that up, you can combine it for a full body workout by throwing a squat in with every one of those curls. So now, when I switch over, squatting down. Reach over, squat down. And again, you can make this easier. You're catching that weight, bringing it in tight. You can make it harder by having a narrow grip and really engaging all of your core muscles on the way down and on the way up. Building upon that, doing the same thing with a lunge. Now we're adding some sort of, a sort of transverse movement into this as well. So instead of just coming down and starting like this, keeping the weight on the side of the leg that you're lunging, you can also bring that down on the side. And again, engage your core, your obliques a lot more. And then reverse that. Reverse lunge. Same thing, getting used to this being on either side of your body, taking an over grip in a rack position, just doing a shoulder press. Keep that on one side for a few reps. Hit the other side, do the same thing. So that we're working balance in on everything. So that's a good warm up and introduction to how this can be not only a shoulder exercise, but a whole body exercise. Now, there's two staple movements in the competitive mace lifting world. And these actually are the staple movements from the Hindu times with the stone gadas. So these two staple movements, the first is called the 360. So what we want to do here is assume a ready position, up, down, ready position. And we're gonna form a 360 behind the back and pull back down. Now you'll see with this that I'm actually letting my hands drop behind my head and trying to touch the back of my neck or my traps. I'm keeping my elbows in tight, pointing them to the sky, and getting full range of motion through the shoulder girdle in either direction. The second staple movement is very similar. Whereas this was a 360, we're gonna do a 300. Now in this case, we're gonna come to each shoulder and in reverse direction. Again, in the front, we're pulling down low for the traditional movement, where your hands are below your belly button. Behind your neck, or behind your head, you're trying to touch your neck or the top of your traps. You'll also notice with both of these, I am doing a side-to-side motion. I'm not going forward to backward. I'm not throwing the weight behind me. If you go to the side here, I should be able to stand in front of a wall and never hit it behind me. The weight should be very close to my back. It's another reason why you want your elbows pointing to the sky, touch the middle of your top of your back, or the bottom of your neck. It's called swinging in a corridor. And same thing with that 360. Keeping it nice and tight. There should be no real forward, backward movement with the head of the mace. It's going side to side. And momentum is your friend when you do this right. You're not forcing it. In fact, for half of this movement, I'm barely holding a grip on it. There's a slight pull over the shoulder. So these are the two staple movements for traditional mace lifting.
All right, so walk me through a 360 real quick. I'm gonna give it a shot as a newbie, so you guys can watch, and Brad's gonna correct me, critique my form a little bit. And I also wanna ask what kind of mistakes you normally see with beginners, so that anyone watching at home can kind of self-diagnose as well.
So one of the first mistakes people make in trying to get this around their head is to throw it over their shoulder.
Okay.
And then try to pull it like this.
Right.
This is not correct. So what you want to do is let it fall this way eventually. And the best way to exaggerate this is with a sword block.
Okay.
It puts your shoulder in the right position so that you can drop it down, come around the other direction, sword block the other way, and then pull down. Yeah. And again, we're exaggerating this a little bit. Try to keep your frame as still as possible. Dip the shoulder just a touch. There you go, just like that. Now, the other mistake that you're making, which is normal here, is you're pushing it out away from your body. That's gonna make it a lot harder. So you wanna keep that right in close. See this? Not right there.
Elbow up like this?
Yes. Now, the opposite side, over. And you can feel, that's only 10 pounds. 10-pound dumbbell, you do that curls on that all day.
Bicep.
Yeah. The thing I want you to focus on, pulling that down.
Okay.
You're keeping it up high, and it's not incorrect. It's a different technique and a different style. What I want you to get used to is pulling that down to your belly button. And then up. Elbows into your ears, back of your neck. You actually want to try to get this hand down as low as you can. We'll work on that. And when you get up to the apex on one, pull it forward. There you go. That's not too bad. This is where that shoulder mobility and opening up the shoulder girdle helps tremendously with bodybuilders, powerlifters. They get a lot of benefit out of this.
Yeah. Do we put it all together?
Sure.
The hesitation. Sure.
Let's give it a try.
So at the belly button, inch apart with the hands, inch off the base, and run a sword block to the side. Ooh, there it is.
Rush the ass, don't hit the ass. Not bad. You got a lot more forward-backward motion than you need to. You're throwing it back behind your shoulder. Just follow my hands. This is going to go this way. Now, pop your hands over your head. Back drop. And now here. Pull them down. All the way down. That's not too bad. That's not bad. Whew.
Forearms are feeling it.
10 pounds.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
Like I said, a very humbling workout, but you definitely see the benefits of it. Just need a few thousand reps of practice in me. I mean, where can you go to learn more about it? There's competitions, right, that are starting to grow.
Yeah, we started a competitive Mace and Club Athletic Association. So actually the AMCCA, the American Mace and Club Competitive Athletics Group here in the United States.
Okay. What does that look like? What does the competition look like?
If you've ever been to a kettlebell competition where they have flights.
Okay.
So a Mace competition is going to be, say, 5 minutes or 10 minutes of that 360, or the 300, that 10 and 2 TikTok style motion. So you're doing as many reps as you can with as much weight for 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
Either two-handed, like we've been doing here, or one-handed.
Okay.
So same
So
style.
different events based on which competition you're going to.
And we're doing competitions with Mace and with the shorter clubs as well.
Any final words to our viewers and anyone who's looking to learn?
So here in Northern Virginia, there's a handful of trainers. I think I'm probably one of the top trainers and athletes from a competitive athletics standpoint. Not only did I help start those competitions, those events, but I've set several of the U.S. records.
Awesome.
So I can definitely help out in these traditional style movements. I integrate in some of the more expressive flow style movements for my lighter days, my active recovery days. So I can certainly help out with that. Online and throughout the U.S., there's some really good trainers from Jake Shannon, who actually is a catch wrestler and worked as a professional wrestler for a while as well. But he actually reintroduced the steel mace to the U.S. probably about 12 to 15 years ago. The top mace guy right now is Mr. Mace Man Rick Brown out of California. He is teaching mace seminars around the globe right now.
Cool.
Groups like the On It Academy out of Austin have some really good curriculum. Eric Milan, who used to be with On It, out of San Antonio with Viking Ninja. Leo Savage, his steel mace flow is kind of the breakaway style for those folks that are a little bit more subjective or expressive in nature.
Cool.
Then you've got the groups that I'm most tightly involved with, Vintage Strength and Mace Fit, and we've come together to create not only the AMCCA but the Vintage Strength Games, which we have 2 or 3 times a year now.
Cool. Well, very cool. Appreciate it, Brad. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions for Brad about mace training, definitely drop them below. If you have any other requests as far as what kind of videos you'd like to see next or who you want us to bring in, definitely let us know as well. Like, subscribe, help us grow this channel. And yeah, thank you guys so much. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.
See ya.